so let's talk about setting your horse up for success instead of just jumping on. So, Boog had a day off yesterday because I have an abscess and an infected tooth. He was acting very strange, kicking when I was brushing him. When I put the saddle blanket on him, he flinched like he'd never had one. When I put the saddle on him, he grunted and let out a deep grunt like he'd never had a saddle on. So instead of just jumping straight on and setting him and I both up for failure, we did tons of softening exercises. To be exact, we did about 15 minutes of exercises until he was relaxed. So here I'm just getting him to follow my body, getting him softer on the halter. So here I'm going to work on yielding his hindquarters. He's not moving, so I'm going to kind of give him a tap. He's moving, but he's not moving as quick as I'd like. So I bring the front shoulder over, yield the hindquarters. Bring that front shoulder over. Just getting him to really pay attention and bend. And I don't care if he goes sideways or not. I just want him paying attention. So part of it's the weather. We've had rain, snow, then it's hot, and then it's cold. It's just lots of different weather. That can get him really feisty. So I just keep working him until I feel like he's soft. And if I have to spank him on the butt to get a little more energy when I'm asking and he's not doing it, then I'm going to do that. So you can see the ground's not completely dry. It's still a little slick. He does slip a couple times. But you know what? He's fine and nothing major happens. Right there, he kind of threw out a little buck. I don't want him to buck with the saddle, so I just ask him to back up. And then I send him right back out and do what we were doing. Right there, he slid. Right there, he's heavy on the halter, so I kind of yanked him over and said, get moving. If he's going to be heavy, I'm going to yank him back and send him out real quick. And he's going to have to move his feet quicker. So I bring him in, let him kind of breathe, and I'm going to ask him to back out. See how slow he goes? That's why I kind of give him a pop to say, look, I mean it. And we're going to go back to yielding that hindquarter. Riley, stop! And moving that front shoulder over. See this side, how active his tail is? He really doesn't like me working on this side. And he doesn't like when the stirrups touch things and make noise. So I'm making him go between me and the fence so the stirrups are bumping and making noise. So he's kind of running through like, oh my god, it's going to kill me. He gets stuck right there. I just keep driving him forward. Riley, quit. Sorry, that's my dog chasing my cat. Ryland. So I just keep working on sending him back and forth until he gets soft. There, he was soft right there, and he turned real nice. There, he's kind of pulling, so I bump and send him through. So now I want him to keep the circle a little bit longer and then change. So I never want to do the same thing more than a couple of times because I don't want him thinking that's all he's going to have to do. Bring him forward a little bit. So this was a 20-minute video, so I'm cutting a lot out. Here I'm just tightening the cinch. I actually set up a jump and had the pool noodle tied to the saddle and worked him that way and made him kind of loosen up. Sometimes when they go over that jump, they want to buck. So he went over the jump multiple times without bucking. So I rewarded it by leaving him alone and saying, okay, now I'm going to take off your halter and now I'm going to lunge you without the halter on. So I did cut out quite a bit because, again, it was a longer video. But you can see he's much more relaxed. And he's paying attention. So here I'm sending him out. He's kind of being lazy, so I'm saying, really, get moving. There's a jump right there. Now, I don't care if he's walking, trotting, or cantering. I just want him moving and moving with a purpose. Here I'm kind of keeping on him because he's slowing down. Right there, I want him to turn. Jump it again. I just want him to move with purpose. Right here, I believe I was asking for the canter on purpose, because he got really lazy right there and decided to jump late and knock the post over. So he does get kind of lazy sometimes, where he'll give me a lazy canter or a lazy trot. If we're ending the work or starting it, that's fine, but in the middle, I kind of want more energy, if that makes sense. I want him to put effort into it. But I love that he's keeping a nice smooth canter here. So I stop, walk away, and he follows right in. That means he's trusting me. He's not afraid of me. I haven't done anything to scare him. You see how loose he is. So now I'm going to get on him. I almost didn't get on him because of a couple of reasons. The round pin's kind of loose, meaning it's really wet. And if you guys seen, he slipped a couple of times. The other reason it's very, very cold, I actually have 2 jackets on and a long sleeve shirt on in this video. Another reason, he was starting to sweat. And another reason, I wanted to end on a good note. And I wasn't really sure if I got on if it would be a good note. But I knew I had 2 hours left of daylight. So that even if it wasn't a good note to end on, I would still have daylight to correct whatever issue it would be. So we do a very short ride. And I'll explain why. I think I actually just explained it. The ground was wet. He was sweaty. He was showing me all good signs. There, his head gets high and his ears are back. So I just keep shaking it until he lowers his head. So then I ask him to flex. So it's all about setting up for success. If I were just to go lunge him and get on him after everything he did when I was saddling him up, I probably would have ended up in the dirt. So I'm flexing him here. I'm just loving on him, letting him know it's good. I was a tad nervous just because of how he's acting when I was saddling him up. So here I'm just pushing him and letting him kind of move in a small circle. Some people would do this, some people won't. But I just want to make sure, you know, he's good. So I just keep asking him to move. So right here I went to pull his head around. And his body kind of tensed up a little bit. So I just kept his head here and then I switched it. So right there, he was a little tense, so I brought it back to my side and then asked for the other side. And he didn't blow up. He's a little quick-stepped, but it's not like it normally is. So I'm just living on him while he's moving, telling him, good boy. And I'm kind of leaning a little bit forward to rub all over him. And I'm just keeping him in a circle for a minute. I'm letting him relax. I'm not just going to push a ton of work on him. Bring his head around. Ask him to move. I'm just doing some small circles. I do go out a little straight. Like right there, he's straight. And then I bring him right back into the circle. When they're tense like this, give them soft on the ground before you get on them. It doesn't always take away all the tense parts when you get on, but it does take away quite a lot. So I'm just asking him to walk in a circle and kind of keep a bend. And then change direction. Ask him to turn. And then walk out again. Now this ride was fairly short. Again, I don't want to push it. You know, he was super tense when I was tacking him up and brushing him. And he got super loose after the work. And then I got on him. And the ground's slick. And he's starting to sweat. And it's very cold outside. And he was doing good. So I didn't want to push it. So we just do quite a bit of walking in some circles like this. We didn't even trot today. I just wanted to keep it at a minimum. And I wanted to end on a good note rather than trying to push it. And then him and I both slipping and falling and getting hurt. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry there was no video yesterday. things happen in life. So here, his ears are forward, nice and relaxed. So I just pull him in, get off, and he was put up after that. Hope you guys enjoyed.